If you see the first blush of pink on your peach tree and you just smile and walk away, you are about to lose half your harvest without even knowing it. Right now, in the next few days after those first peaches appear, there is a window of maybe 72 hours where what you do or don't do decides whether you get a tree loaded with sweet, healthy fruit in a few months, or a tree covered in cracked, wormy, undersized peaches that barely make it to the kitchen table. If you want serious, practical peach growing tips every single week, tips that actually come from real orchard experience and not some recycled gardening blog, make sure you subscribe right now and turn on that notification bell, because I post new videos every week that can genuinely save your harvest. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what to do the moment you spot those first tiny peaches on your tree. You're going to learn why so many growers, even ones who've been doing this for years, make a critical mistake right at this stage. I'll show you the simple science-backed reason behind it, and then I'll give you the exact step-by-step process that commercial peach growers use to protect their fruit and set the tree up for a massive, healthy harvest. By the end of this video, you'll know precisely what to look for on your own tree and what to do about it today. Let's talk about what's really happening out there in most backyards and even some smaller commercial orchards right now. A grower sees those first little green peaches forming after the blossoms drop, and the natural instinct is pure excitement. You want to just let nature take its course. You figure the tree knows what it's doing. It's been doing this for years. Why interfere now? And that mindset, as good-hearted as it is exactly what causes so many problems down the line. The truth is, a peach tree in that first fruit stage is incredibly vulnerable, and it needs your intervention, not your patience. The most common mistake I see, and I've made this mistake myself back when I was starting out, is doing absolutely nothing at this stage. No thinning, no inspection, no adjustment to watering, nothing. Growers wait until the fruit is half grown before they even think about checking on pest pressure or disease, and by then it's often too late to reverse the damage. The second big mistake is overreacting in the wrong direction, dumping fertilizer or nitrogen on the tree the moment fruit appears, thinking more nutrients equal bigger peaches. That actually backfires, because too much nitrogen at this exact stage pushes the tree into aggressive leaf growth instead of fruit development, and the tree ends up competing with itself. The third mistake, and this one is sneaky, is ignoring the sheer number of peaches that set on the tree. A healthy, vigorous peach tree can set way more fruit than it can actually support to full size and full sweetness. If you don't step in, the tree tries to feed all of them, and you end up with 100 small, mediocre peaches instead of 40 large, juicy, incredible ones. Now let's get into why this actually happens, and I promise I'll keep this simple. No textbook language, just the real biological reason. A peach tree, like any fruit tree, only has so much energy to go around. That energy comes from sunlight captured by the leaves and converted into sugars, plus water and nutrients pulled up from the roots. When the tree sets fruit, every single peach becomes a tiny competitor for that limited pool of resources. Early on, right after those first peaches form, the tree is still in a fragile transition phase, moving from blossom energy to fruit-growing energy. This is the exact period where the tree is most sensitive to stress, whether that's water stress, pest damage, or nutrient imbalance. If a pest gets into the fruit now, if the tree doesn't get consistent water now, or if there are simply too many peaches competing for the same sugar supply, the tree's natural response is to either drop fruit later in what's called June drop, or worse, push all that fruit to maturity in a stunted, low-quality state. Understanding this one biological truth changes everything about how you approach this stage. You're not just watching your tree grow fruit, you're actively managing a competition for resources, and you have the power to control who wins that competition. So here's what professional and commercial peach growers actually do the moment they spot that first fruit set, and I want you to follow these steps closely because the order matters. Step 1 is inspection before anything else. Walk your entire tree. branch by branch and physically look at every cluster of young peaches, you're checking for three things: signs of curculio damage, which looks like small crescent-shaped scars on the fruit skin, any sign of leaf curl or fungal spotting on nearby leaves, and the overall density of fruit clusters. This inspection should take you at least 10 to 15 minutes per tree if you're doing it properly. Don't rush this step, because everything else depends on what you find here. Step 2 is thinning, and this is the step almost every home grower skips, and it's the single biggest reason backyard peaches are disappointing compared to what you buy at a good orchard stand. Once those peaches reach about the size of a marble, roughly 3/4 of an inch, you need to go through and remove the excess fruit by hand. The rule commercial growers follow is to leave one peach every 4 to 6 inches along the branch. No more? Yes, it feels wrong. Yes, it feels like you're throwing away potential harvest. But that thinned-out spacing is what allows the remaining peaches to get enough sugar, enough water, and enough calcium to grow to full size without cracking or splitting later in the season. Pinch off the smallest, most damaged-looking peaches first, and always keep the ones positioned with good sun exposure, not the ones buried deep in shaded interior branches. Step 3 is a targeted light feeding, not a heavy dose. At this stage, you want a balanced fertilizer that's not overloaded with nitrogen. Something with a bit more phosphorus and potassium relative to nitrogen helps the tree focus its energy on fruit development rather than pushing out excessive new leaf growth. Apply it around the drip line of the tree, water it in well, and resist the urge to apply more than the recommended amount, because more is genuinely not better here. Step 4 is establishing a consistent watering rhythm right now, not waiting until the fruit is bigger. Peach trees at this early fruiting stage need deep, consistent watering, roughly 1 to 2 inches per week depending on your climate and soil type, delivered slowly so it soaks deep into the root zone rather than just wetting the surface. Inconsistent watering, heavy one week and dry the next, is one of the leading causes of split pits and cracked skin later in the season. If you're on a hose and can set up a slow drip or soaker hose around the base, that consistency will pay off enormously by harvest time. Step 5 is applying your first preventative pest and disease treatment if you haven't already. This is the window where curculio and early brown rot pressure really start. And a well-timed organic or conventional treatment, depending on your preference, applied right as fruit sets, prevents an infestation before it starts, rather than trying to fight it once it's already established. Timing this treatment to just after petal fall and right at fruit set is what separates growers who get clean fruit from growers who spend the whole season fighting damage they could have prevented. Now let me paint the picture for you like we're standing in front of the tree together, because I want you to actually be able to picture this on your own property. Walk up to a branch loaded with young peaches. You'll notice some clusters have 2, 3, even 4 tiny peaches bunched together at the same node. That clustering is completely normal. It's just the tree setting fruit from multiple blossoms in the same spot, but it is exactly what you need to thin. Reach in and gently twist off all but one peach from that cluster, choosing the one that looks the healthiest, the one without any dark spotting or deformed shape. Move down the branch and repeat this every 4 to 6 inches. On a mature, healthy tree, you might remove what feels like an uncomfortable amount of fruit, sometimes 40 or 50% of what initially set. That's completely normal and expected. Look closely at the fruit surface too. Right now, while it's small, you'll be able to spot the tiny crescent-shaped scars from curculio much easier than you will later when the fruit is bigger and damage blends in. If you see sticky sap or small holes near the stem, that's another early warning sign worth noting and treating immediately rather than waiting. Now I want to hear from you because this really matters. Have you ever actually thinned your peach fruit by hand, or have you always just let the tree carry however many peaches it sets naturally? Comment the word thinned below if you've done it before, or comment never if this is completely new information to you. I genuinely read these comments and it helps me know what to cover next. Here's your golden tip for this video, something most home growers, and honestly even a lot of smaller commercial growers, never think to do. When you're thinning your fruit, don't just remove peaches based on spacing alone. Pay attention to which side of the branch the peach is growing on relative to the sun's path. Peaches that develop on the south and west-facing side of the canopy get significantly more direct sunlight exposure throughout the day, and that extra light translates directly into higher sugar content and better color development by harvest time. So when you're choosing which peach to keep in a cluster, if spacing is roughly equal, always favor the one on the sunnier side of the branch over the one tucked into shade, even if the shaded one looks slightly bigger right now. That small decision, repeated across dozens of clusters on your tree, makes a measurable difference in the overall sweetness and quality of your harvest. This is genuinely one of those details that separates a good peach crop from an exceptional one, and almost nobody talks about it. Before we wrap up, let's go through the common mistakes you absolutely want to avoid at this stage. Do not skip thinning because it feels wasteful. That mindset costs you far more in fruit quality than it saves you in fruit quantity. Do not dump heavy nitrogen fertilizer on the tree right now, thinking it'll boost your peach size, because it actually redirects energy into leaves instead of fruit. Do not let watering swing between soaking wet and bone dry. That inconsistency is a direct pathway to split pits and cracked skin later on. Do not wait until you see obvious pest damage to start treatment, because by the time damage is visible to the naked eye from a distance, the infestation is already established and much harder to control. And finally, do not ignore the interior, shaded parts of your canopy during inspection. Pests and fungal issues often start in those hidden, poorly ventilated areas before you ever notice them on the outer branches. Here's the bottom line. Those first peaches you're seeing right now are not just a cute milestone to admire, they're a critical decision point that determines the quality of everything you'll harvest later this season. The growers who get incredible peaches year after year aren't lucky, and they don't have some secret variety you don't have access to. They simply take action at this exact stage, thinning properly, feeding correctly, watering consistently, and staying ahead of pests instead of reacting to them. You now know exactly what they do, and there's nothing stopping you from doing the same thing on your own tree starting today. If this video helped you understand your peach tree a little better, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's coming next, because I've got a full season of orchard knowledge lined up for you. In the next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to prevent split pits and cracked skin before they ever happen, which is one of the most frustrating problems peach growers deal with right when harvest time gets close. Trust me, you don't want to miss that one. I'll see you in the next video.